We would also take a look at some of the newspaper banner headlines, and AMA did a major decongestion yesterday. We'll also look at some illegal miners being nabbed and a few topics in the newspaper headline. But before, let's take a quick break, and when we're back, I will introduce to you my guest, who is well vested in land issues and also a paramount chief.
No, it's divisional
chief. Divisional chief. We'll be right back. I have here with me Nii Kwade Okropong the first, Abese Mantse, the Abese Adonten Mantse, right? Yeah. So, and he's the divisional chief of Abese. Nii, one good. I think I got that right.
You sure?
How you doing this morning?
Pretty good. By the grace of God, we are fine.
You're looking very good in the outfit.
Thank you.
I keep admiring it.
You too.
Well, we'll take a quick look at some of the banner headlines. The Daily Graphic says, strike, AMA strikes, clear pavement of traders. And I would like my camera to give you the caption. I want it together with the caption, AMA strikes, clears pavement. And get it again. We will ask Nii to tell us his views on that. We all witnessed the clearing of some hawkers on the pavements across Accra, and I actually saw the AMA boss himself leading the delegation at a point. It looks as if this happens almost every year. Major decongestion, clear the pavement. It becomes so clean and so cool. Few months after, you get the people trickling in again, and then closely by December, it gets again fully congested, to the extent that the 3-lane cars becomes like 1 lane.
Yeah, my brother, the problem we have in Accra or Ghana as a whole is maintenance. We do this exercise once a year, once a while. You see the AMA boss himself leading the task force, cleaning the pavement here and there. But the question is, must we do this and go and sit back?
No.
So the maintenance is what is so important for Ghanaians, right? We've seen this today. There should be some task force going around daily, all right, to make sure that the people don't come back
to the streets.
They don't come back on the pavement again. So it should be a continuous exercise. It shouldn't be one day wonder thing. No. No. I don't believe in that.
I think most of the newspapers carried it, and the Daily Statesman says, Mayor vows to sustained Accra decongestion.
God.
And here his vow. So I'm going to say, if pull a few words from his quotes that says, Mayor vows to sustain Accra decongestion. We've had this decongestion over the time, but like Nii Okropong is saying, can I get a caption for this very one? It says, Mayor vows to sustain decongestion. And I read that. I want to take just the Chief Executive Officer of Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mohammed Ajay Soa, has assured the public that the decongestion exercise to rid hawkers and traders off pavements and footbridges in the metropolis would be sustained. The other has also vowed to improve the sanitary condition in the city, where garbage heaps are sometimes found by streets in broad daylight. Nii?
Hello.
He's taking it to the next step. So it's not just the decongestion.
Yeah.
He's going to ensure that garbage heaps, the pile amounts of garbage we see in the daylight during business hours in the major streets are going to be cleared. And I wish him good luck, and I pray we see that.
That's right. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But like I said, if we don't do this continuous exercise, it will boil down to the same problem. You understand me? All right. You know, back in those days, we used to have what we call town council officers. who go
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the houses, the communities,
And check.
to make sure that not only the city, but even our individual homes, are clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Until we introduce that, we will still have problems.
Also, you believe we should bring back the
Absolutely.
tax force that goes home?
Absolutely.
Those to call town councils.
Clear.
Yeah, and they were in khaki and white. If I'm not
Exactly.
mistaken.
Sometimes your tank will be there. They walk to your kitchen,
Straight
and then they tell you to open the water
for inspection.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes, we should be, because if we don't do that, this garbages, it's been created in our homes. And at night, when you and I are asleep,
You have roaches and
Exactly.
cockroaches and rodent causing sickness.
and then in the morning we carried it, throw it somewhere.
Yeah, that is true. Nii Kwade Okropong, so, you are a divisional chief in
Yeah.
Accra.
Yeah.
Are you ready to partner AMA or work something out with AMA? It looks like you have a lot when it comes to.
Yeah, if you come to Abese Adonten community, you will see a lot of improvement there. Some of your colleagues have been coming around when we celebrating our festivals, and they see a lot of things in my community. All right, I have a library.
Oh, good.
Yes, for the community, and each an individual home, I make sure we have toilet facilities, bathrooms in almost all the, not almost, all the clan houses there. All right, we have a very big safety tank that collects all the trash.
Great.
Yes, so I've already started.
I think we need to do a pilot documentary on your community, so
sure,
other
you
chiefs
should.
can also
Learn
take
from
cues
that,
from what you have done.
yeah.
But I think that's a great idea.
And I started from zero ground. There was nothing like money sitting somewhere for us to dip our hands into.
You have to raise funds.
Individually, I went through the clan houses. I spoke to them. I explained why we should all come together and do. So I started. I bought blocks for all the clan houses, and the Gamma also came in to assist us to do this for the community. So we've started something.
That is great. We have with us here today Nii Kwade Okropong the First. He is the divisional chief for Abese Adonten, and here in Accra. He's also well vested in land issues, and he will take us briefly into land litigations, land guard issues, land acquisition, land use, and other stuff. But before then, we are taking a look at some issues in the daily newspapers regarding land, and we have 75 illegal miners arrested in Konongo. I know that's way out of Accra, but it's also connected to land usage, how people come in, acquire lands for one purpose and end up using it for something else, or abuse the land that we all live on and affect us later. Living down, it's on page 16. Let me quickly touch on that. We have here 75 illegal miners arrested in Agogo. And it says 75 suspected illegal miners were arrested in Agogo, Dumase, in the Ashanti Achim Central Municipality in the Ashanti region yesterday. The suspects made up of 70 men, including 3 75-year-old and 5 women, have been placed in police custody at the Agogo police station pending further investigations. I'm very sure from the pictures we have here, they were caught right in action, and so the police will take what they have to do to. Nii, what's your take on this? I thought the illegal mining thing was going down because we had the media against illegal mining, we had all the stakeholders coming in the ministry, and now it seems like this is about the third illegal, from the collapsing and people dying to 75 people now.
Well, we should expect these kind of things because we're talking about the entire nation, not only one village. So whilst the task force is at the north, some people also will be trying to find their way at the south. You understand?
They're trying to outsmart
exactly. So we should expect certain, but the task force also should be up and doing. And so far, I will commend the government for taking a key position on that.
Yes,
yes, because this thing has been happening ever since, and government come and go and come and go. They all
still the same.
Yeah, they all talk vehemently about these issues, but you don't see actions like the current government is doing. So I will urge them to come out strongly. They shouldn't give up. They should go after them, because what they are doing is not good. One, they are killing themselves. They are spoiling our lands. And sometimes you go there, you see a lot of Ghanaians doing this work, as if they are making some money
for themselves.
Meanwhile, there are some foreigners
behind it.
Yeah. Oh. Mommy, let me speak my local.
Go ahead.
Boy. Mantse bi. I'm useful.
And we give up our best and fight for them and make sure is it because
let me tell you this. We have a problem in Ghana.
Okay, what's it?
We only think about ourselves. We don't think about the nation. And that is why I like this politician. He's my mentor, Kennedy Ajepo.
Oh.
He will say it as it is. Okay? You know, I diverted to the gun because I didn't want to come out to offend some business friends.
Oh, I get it.
But he will say it as it is, in whatever language. He doesn't care. And that is how we should all behave. I will go down because of my position as a chief. We have to be very careful because everybody comes to us.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? But he be a politician, belonging to one political party we all know.
Yeah.
But he say it, he give it to almost all the parties. He doesn't
even
care
his own
whether
party.
Exactly. If we can have 3, 4, 5 of his kind, my brother, we'll get somewhere in no time. We'll get somewhere. So this is something that we should expect, and definitely 1 or 2 people will be influencing our people to get involved. That is where education also is needed. We need to go out there and tell them what they are doing to themselves. You see, because there's no job.
True.
Now, if these policies that President Nana has come out with would work as he promised, if these people have something to do you think they will go risking their lives?
They won't. But others also think that if they are already deep into that kind of way of making money, getting into the soil in a day and coming back with, let's say, 500 cities or 600 cities just in less than 8 hours.
That is where the education is needed. You know, that same land, you can leave it there and use it for another purpose to give you money.
True.
Exactly. But where are the resources? Where are the resources?
So you believe the one district, one factory can help
exactly.
take care of some of this?
We should invest a lot into farming. We should invest. If people are farming, and the land is not lying down idle, do you think any Chinese man will come and say, go and dig some?
Oh, but they bought some cocoa lands, cut them down, cut the trees down.
Because the young men are not interested in the farming. The cocoa that they are farming is not giving them much money. But recently, I saw the agric minister introducing some strategies that will give us more of the cocoa seeds. You know, these are some of the things that will help change their mind into farming.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. We have with us here Nii Kwade Okropong of the Abese Adonten, and he's the divisional chief. He's also a businessman. He owns the Cocktail and Dreams Hotel. So yes, and he has a lot of other businesses. No wonder he associates with Honorable Kennedy Japan. And they all have their stance when it comes to land guard and land issues. We'll come back right now and then he will tell us a little bit about what's happening in his community concerning land guards, land litigations, and all that stuff. Gilbert Odija, today is your birthday, and I wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your CEO, Group Chairman of Atlantic Holdings and Atlantic Phones. Gilbert, you're coming to the party. Don't leave me out. Me?
He's my friend.
Oh, really? I see. Well, like a birthday. Oh, Lele, me and WhatsApp, and people were posting his pictures, so I figured. But Gilbert, you a happy birthday.
That's right.
Tell us the happenings concerning land litigations, land guard issues. Oh yeah, it looks like a very, very hot area for the Kamaja issues now.
Oh yes, the land guardism in Accra is so serious that the government have to really sit up, because these land guards are the very people that will tend to armed robbers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Boko Haram.
that is true.
You know, they can be used for anything, because theirs are to go and destroy.
I see.
Yeah, because if you, for instance, you are fighting over a land, and the person happens to be somebody who is not financially sound, and then you go and bring some land guards onto the land, definitely you take the land from the person. And that is where the institutions come in. If the institutions are working, the police are doing their work. Do you think in Accra here, where we have the police headquarters, we still experience this land guardism here?
It looks like they have a lot of arms that sometimes I wonder where they get them from. From videos that we see, from pictures, a few that are, and sometimes they go into action with the police.
Right. Let me tell you something. The most interesting part of this land guardism is when you take them to the police, the police allow bail. And sometimes you see some of the policemen fronting them.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. The other time I heard Honorable Kennedy talking about some policemen, it is real. I'm not saying what he said I knew about it or I know about. No, but I'm telling you it is real, because I have experienced several issues that land guards have been taken to the police.
And they release.
And sometimes when you even call the police task force, that I've seen some land guards here, so please come to our aid. Then before the police come, they get to know.
Oh, so when the police gives them a tip off.
Exactly. I'm not saying the police give them a tip off.
Sometimes they get tipped off.
But that is the impression. Because the police will waste time. And by the time they get there,
they're gone.
They're gone. So how did they get to know that the police are coming after them? Yeah, but if this is not happening, this land guardism will stop in no time.
Because, you know, we take, I don't think all of us take it lightly. I think it's a serious issue.
Very.
And some people don't really see it serious, because these land guards also reside in the communities.
Yeah.
They have families.
Yeah.
They have people who back them or support them.
Yeah.
So when you take a stand against them, their family and friends also feel like, oh, that's what he does for a living, guarding somebody's land.
Must that happen in this 21st century in Ghana, especially in the city? Why should this happen? Why should somebody be proud that my husband or my brother guards somebody's land?
Partly people have said that chiefs, I'm not saying you, but chiefs also sell land to 2-3 people, and especially people who live in the diaspora. You send your family and friends to acquire land for you, and that's when we come to land acquisition. And they send you all the documents and everything, and you feel like, oh, let me work like 5 years, come start something, and you come and your land is occupied by another person. And he also has the same documents you have, signed sometimes by the same chief.
Is the law afraid of the chiefs? Is the law afraid of the chiefs?
No.
If you are a chief, doesn't mean you are overlord.
That's true.
Good. So if a chief has engaged himself in multiple land sales, he should be arrested. He should be prosecuted to serve as a deterrent to the others. You see, why should you go and engage yourself in multiple land sales as a chief? Why? So if any chief is involved, the police should deal with them. The law is, nobody is bigger than the law.
That's true.
Exactly. So that excuse, my brother, I don't buy it. If any chief sitting somewhere and feel he can, because he's a chief, so he can engage himself in multiple land sales and land guards, he or she will be proud to do that because the law is not working here. But if one or two people have been taken on seriously, I don't think the others will do that. And most of the time, it's not the chiefs themselves. Most of the time, I'm not saying this because I'm a chief, but most of the times it's the followers of the chiefs who go and do that, and sometimes you'll be there. You know, it's not the chiefs are not allowed to go to site.
Yeah.
And then your surveyor connives with some of the elders around you. They knew very well, they are aware that this land has been given to Koyo. But they go and prepare some document and bring it to you. How would you know that that same land is the land that you give it to Koyo? Then you also sign.
But don't you also have to do your checks, keep records? I mean, I'll use my CEO as an example.
Yeah.
We have contractors coming in and building and developing. We are doing a lot of renovation, like you saw.
Yeah.
But she will keep copies of every document you bring.
Yeah.
And I can quote her, like she'll call you, Albert, oh, you're copying my mate. And so, like, sometimes I wonder, why is she keeping copies of all this? But recently, we realized that if there's any discrepancies, she keeps a copy of what you've brought, signed, and dated, and ask you to bring yours for comparison. And then that's where the truth comes out.
That is what is supposed to be done. But is it everybody that knows what you're talking about? That is why I say when the law is dealing with us, then we will learn. When the law is dealing with us, when we are talking, we talk about corruption, talk about ministers, government officials, and staff. How do you call it?
Civil servants.
Civil servants. But some of our chiefs are also involved. Because if you sell a particular land to 2-3 people, what is it?
I think that's criminal.
Exactly.
That is also same as corruption.
And what is the law afraid of? To tell me that what I'm doing is wrong.
Have you sold land to more than 2 people?
Why should I do that? Why should I engage myself in that? When I'm condemning it, then I go around to do it. I've never been invited to a police station that I've done such a thing before. Do I even have land to sell? Do I even have land? If you are a chief, doesn't mean the lands in your community belongs to you.
Most of them are stool lands.
No, my brother, when we talk about stool land, what is stool lands?
Okay, tell us.
Every family owns something.
Yes.
Every quarter or a clan owns something. Coming together, totality becomes a stool.
Oh.
So if you are the chief,
the head of the stew.
You have families under you.
True.
You belong to a family. So if my family owns a property and I'm a chief today, does that mean automatically the family property becomes mine and I do whatever I want to do with it because I'm the chief? It doesn't work like that. It's not supposed to work like that. A chief, you are a servant. You are a protector of the people. So if you turn around selling the property of the people, what are you doing?
You're exposing the people.
Are you not selling your people?
We have on our screens, and I would like my engineers to make that very big, because that's like some of the incidents happening when you're involved with land issues.
Yeah.
Safo, we'll be happy if you make you see, and the police, you can see the wild chase, and we see this most often. I personally have been a victim of this multiple sales before. One time I bought a land I won't disclose. It's close to your, not really in your jurisdiction, but close. And I traveled out. I came back after a while, and the land is being developed by something. And actually, I had a tip-off from one of the guys. He said, "Oh, you know, I like you, boss. Don't come here again. They've sold the land to another guy. He did all the da. Don't come." So I went to the chief, and I was like, "How did you give me this?" And I have the documents. The guy has the same documents. And you know what he said? He said, if you acquire land for over a number of years and you don't do anything, it automatically goes back to the land owner, and so they can resell it to someone else.
Where from that law?
Well, I didn't really want to push it. I didn't even want to stress. I was just like, enough.
So you are conniving?
I didn't. I mean, I just didn't want to push it.
But why should you leave it?
I didn't.
Why should you leave it? It's your right. You've paid for the land. Why should the chief go behind you and sell it and go, take that chief on? Take him on. Take him on. You see, If I'm in your shoes, I would disclose that chief. Yes, yes, go and report him. He can do that to you. If you are his son, and somebody should do the same to you, will he be happy? It's not easy to come by money.
That's true.
So if somebody has toil, money is blood, you know.
Yeah.
So if I've paid for a land, and then you tell me because I'm not making use of the land, is that clause in the indenture that he gave you?
No.
So what are we talking
Those
about?
are some of the things they tell people, and
You
you also don't want to get yourself involved with legalism and all that stuff.
In every land agreement,
Yeah.
there are clauses. Now, if this chief has put in that clause there, that
If you
within
don't
3,
utilize
4, 5 years, if you don't use the land, automatically the land comes back to me, and you signed for that, then you
it's
have
your own problem.
no option.
Mm-hmm.
But where there's no such clause, you can tell me verbally that because I've not made use of my land,
You're
I have
taking
to
it
say
from me.
sorry. We don't do that. Chiefs are not supposed to do that, please.
Walk us through what you would call the processes of acquiring a land from a chief like you. What would you expect someone like me coming to acquire a land, a piece of land from you?
In the first place, do chiefs sell lands?
You have to tell me.
No, chiefs don't sell land.
Okay.
We are not supposed to sell land. We are not supposed to sell land. We lease lands.
Okay.
All right. We lease lands. Now, the chief is there. He has his families under him. If anybody comes from the family disposing a piece of parcel to you, what you have to do is, maybe because the chief will append his signature, the chief will come in.
Okay.
But the chief cannot sell what doesn't belong to him.
True.
Lease out anything of a sort. Now, you first have to make sure that you do your due diligence, all right? You do your due diligence to be sure that the one you are dealing with is the rightful owner of the property. Now, how do you do this? That's why we have lawyers.
True.
So you should have a competent lawyer, all right, who will do this due diligence for you. And you yourself, you can also help in a way, because if you lease the land from someone, let me use the word lease because we continue to say sell, sell, sell. Lands are not for sale. Lands are for leases.
True.
Now, if you lease the land from someone without doing due diligence, you are making the person the owner of the land because you believe in him. So if something happened to the land, why do you will you go back and tell him,
No.
You didn't tell me this, you didn't tell me that?
No. I see.
What was your faith before buying it?
Yeah. So you knew what you were getting into. It's assumed or supposedly.
So you have to do your due diligence. There are various stages that you have to go to. Accra lands are registered under land title, right? So you go to land title
and make
a check and make sure that the one giving it to you
is the rightful person or lease it to you.
Exactly.
And we'll come to that.
And then after that also, you can also go further so to see the allodial owners who have the title to this land we are in question.
Nii, there's a big connection. From my case, I just made it simple because I didn't want to give more details. But there's a big connection with some guys from the Lands Commission and some of the chiefs. And it's like a click. Once the documents come there, they know how to put things to make and trust me, either some get you on unnecessarily delayed your search or extract so much from you that kind of puts you off or discourages you. It's a whole lot. And
Lands Commission need a serious cleaning.
Okay.
Lands Commission need a serious cleaning. I'm also speaking from an experience.
So it means you've also experienced what
I've
I'm talking
experienced a
about.
lot there. You know what? There are a whole lot of fraudulent things going on there at the Lands Commission.
I know.
And then we go back again. The institution, the heads, what are they doing? Because sometimes you petition a case to the police. and you don't see any work done.
They will tell you they are working on it and they don't have to disclose for security reasons.
For what?
and
no decision is taken on it.
Yeah.
All right, you'll be there for a year, too.
Yeah, sometimes up to 10 years, you don't hear anything from them.
So we have issues with the institutions, right? Lands Commission, there is serious mess over there. So the government must open its eyes on Lands Commission. They are part of this land.
This whole mess.
I'm telling you seriously. When you go to the court, there have been several cases against Lands Commission. And then we go back to the court again. The judicial system is also facing challenges.
See, Nii, let's take a quick break. And when we're back, we go deep into some of these land issues and land guard issues going on in some of our communities in Accra. We want to zero in into Accra since it falls within your jurisdiction. But we'll take a quick break, and when we're back, we're talking to Nii Kwade Okropong the First. He is the divisional chief of the Abese Adonten area. We'll be right back. I'm talking to Nii Kwade Okropong. He is the divisional chief at Abese, and we're touching on land issues. He's also the chairman for the East Dade Kotopon
Development Trust.
And recently they won a case in the appeals court. I would like him to tell us a little bit about, hearing from the house's own mouth sometimes is the best. I cannot paraphrase or quote him better when he's live here with us on 101 The Dialogue. Nii?
Oh, Bonnie Eyoji. Warrior Trust Kuni Waka Ko Trade Fair said Trade Fair Bishi Teshi Bema Camp, between Bema Camp and Airport Hills to the airport there. We're in charge legally because legally what they caught somewhere 1996, 97. Ne wo place boy ne stole siu leshimati. All right. Ne wana consent judgment. Out of the consent judgment, they can form like a trust name. No, the trust has been in existence since 2002. They were manage your lands there. For some reason, that is to say, the only prime land in Accra here. Yeah. They were the interested parties are many, even though one title, exercise or right here, day in, day out, there were not challenges. But God so being good there on our side there. Court of Appeal, some part in November just last year has affirmed, yes, the title of East Dade Kotopon Development Trust certificate there. The Court of Appeal has affirmed it. No anybody claiming anything within that title is out of the contest. It's totally out. Judgment, a high court judgment, a circuit court ruling, it's all quashed.
Yeah, those appeals.
The appeal court has affirmed the title of East Dade Kotopon Development Trust. No, we want the public to know. Okay, look, don't allow.
Can we have this on the screen?
Can I speak English?
Yeah, go ahead.
We want the public to be aware that they shouldn't be deceived by any group of people holding any court judgment from the lower court.
Yes.
To say, okay, they also have interest there or they have judgment, so they have something. No. The Court of Appeal has affirmed it and is estoppel.
Yeah. It looks like, you see, these are some of the things that brings this litigations. You have the highest court judgment, or let me say the verdict right now.
Yeah.
Others have, I know the court process took place, it starts from the lower courts up until this point.
That's right.
Bukubara, somebody may bring a lower court details, saying that, oh, in maybe 2000 and this, I had that. You might not get the details right now, and that's one of the reasons why we have you here, to also tell people what is the current situation. We'll go into your encounter with the military, also trying to claim part of the lands. And so, how can one know, okay, this is the current situation? For instance, I have acquired from someone or wrongfully earlier, and then this verdict is out. Automatically, I don't have any stand.
You know what? Last week, we had a press conference, and we explained things thoroughly to the press. We also give out copies of the judgments, all right, out, because that is the only platform we can let the public, all right. So we have done that. Now, if you are going to deal with any land within that jurisdiction, you have to be careful. Like I said earlier, you don't lease lands based on rulings and judgments. You need to see a title of the land you are dealing about. Now, this document we have here, the title certificate is stated clearly here, all right? So for someone to go and say that he or she has judgments and that therefore he has the right to deal with the land, please be careful. It's null and void. Yes, it's null and void. You see, so the East Nii Kwade Development Trust has a title certificate on the land. When you go to land title registry, you'll be satisfied with a true certified copy.
But have they been updated?
Yes.
Because sometimes that's what happens.
You know what? Most of the cases that we have in court, the Lands Commission is part of. Yes, they are party to it. So there is no way they can come and tell me that they are unaware, and that is why the press release or the press conference is important. And we're talking about a land certificate number here, GA19310, dated 2nd October 2003.
I think I'll let him pick up that.
So I'll give you this.
And we'll keep that for the records. And if Nii wouldn't be bothered, we can have this for our records and also keep them. You can also be reminded that you can join this show. Thank you very much. You can join the show by phone on 0244-055-0899, 0244-055-0899, and that is the East Nii Kwade Okropong Development Trust verdict over the lands litigation case at the Court of Appeal. I will take just the first paragraph. That's we wish to bring to your attention that the notice of the general public. We wish to bring to your attention and the notice of the general public that the Court of Appeal, in the judgment delivered on 30th November 2017, that is quite recent,
sure,
has confirmed the title of East Nii Kwade Okropong Development Trust in the lands situate behind the Ghana International Trade Fair, La Accra, which lands are covered by the Trust Land Certificate number GA19310, dated 2nd October 2003.
That's right.
How did you make these achievements? We have someone on the line, and if you don't mind, I'll just pick your phone call right away. Hello. Hello and good morning. Can you please turn down the volume on your TV set? We're fine, Mo. We're fine. I know TV set I respond for you.
Okay.
Oh no, TV set I respond for you.
You.
Volume.
Can hospital later call ya mo tun ko se je obanake bukoko eba hotel ele on e get to ahon hale afio ni mantemi ke gbeke mi jo ke mantemi jo ona fi no ba bale di e wana ahon amene bon ko fi kote ni ne la commission je ko se je ni o ya test ni obanake wa ke ba later be money
Yo. Thank you so much. That's why we have Nii here, because he looks like he's different when it comes to issues like this, and he has a stand. Nii, this is just what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Multiple sale of the land and the delays, unnecessary delays from.
I'm glad he's not referring to our area.
No.
Good.
No,
but the problem we have is the institutions. That is what I said from the beginning. That look, if a chief get involved in these multiple sales, the law should deal with
the law must
him.
take its course.
That's it. You see, until we do that, there will not be peace on our lands. Because it looks like the laws are afraid of certain people in the country. And if this is what will go on, then we can't go further. It has to halt. The courts should be firm on such issues. You know, it's not about matters that when you go to court that should delay. No. When it's come to multiple sales of land, the court should be speedy in those issues.
You think that's one of the fastest way we can curb some of this multiple
because
sale?
the police don't deal with lands.
That's true.
Exactly. You know, and then the land guards issue. If the police are doing their work effectively, if the politicians don't get involved with this land guards issue, you know, sometimes the police hands are tied behind them because you see some politicians behind these land guards.
Yeah, and apart from that, I've witnessed where the land guards, I mean, the sophisticated weapons they have, and you were just a policeman, sometimes not with a gun.
Exactly.
You were going to face these guys in the bush where they are like the lords in the bush.
Yeah.
They live and stay there. They know all the corners. I can tell you the issue of Kweku Ninja so many years ago in Tola, whom I used to play basketball with, so I know them personally, and how they died in Ablekuma over some land protection issues. And may their souls rest in peace. I don't mean to remind the families of their pain, but since then I have been very careful with dealing.
You see, let me also advise this to the police, right? You know, an area where cases are coming to them as land guards issues, they shouldn't patrol there at night. They should always be patrolling. You see, when they see the police presence, they don't come closer. You see, where they see the police presence, they don't come closer. So the police also should patrol areas that they know that have problems with land guards. They should be patrolling those areas daily.
I think that would be quite effective.
Because in the night, they can't do anything because no landowner will go
there at night. Let's get on the phone line. Hello.
I want to contribute to the program.
You're very welcome. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Niso. I'm calling from La.
Okay. It looks like today we're right on point with the people around La. Go ahead.
Hello. Good.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning. I'm calling from La.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I want to find out from Nii Kwade Okropong, the Abese Adonten Mantse, and also the chairman of the NET2 TV Development Trust. Now, the problem is the task office. If you go there, I've been there several times. Nii Kwade Okropong is not there, but there are other people there. I want to find out from Nii Kwade Okropong where the NET2 TV Trust is operating now, because you've been told that they are no more in the office and other people are occupying the office. What are they doing on this issue?
Okay.
Because we have some problems that we want to discuss with Nii.
Okay.
By the time we come there, we've been told that Nii is not there. So Nii, where are you operating? Is that operating now or they are not operating? Are they in charge or they are not in charge?
Thank you very much. I think since Nii is here, you take up that.
That's right. Thank you very much. I was away. We had a press conference on that issue, and that matter is in court. So I will not disclose certain things. You know, some people invaded our office. Okay, by going to lower court to obtain some order from the circuit court when we have taken them on at the higher court. And legally, you don't go and fight them in the office. They've been cited for contempt. They are facing the law court. Yeah. So at the moment, if somebody is looking for me, if somebody has seen you, the person should call me, because the office there, I'm not there, because the matter is in court. So I don't go there. So if anybody having issues, the person should get in touch with our lawyers or any of my colleagues. Yeah.
I'm sure that answers your question. Let's pick this caption that says EDDT is legit court rules. EDDT is legit court rules, and I will take just a bit of that, and Nii will take us through. I think that also speaks to the appeals court judgment that says EDDT is legit, meaning they now have the right to the land. And it says the East Dade Kotopon Development Trust, EDDT, is calling on the public to beware of persons preparing themselves or parading themselves as owners of some 3,000 acres of land lying behind the Ghana International Trade Fair site. This was after the 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal presided over by Justice G.A. Jamefe in its judgment on November 30th, 2017. So it speaks to the same issue.
Confirms what I just explained.
It has been explained. You can also join us live on this show on 0244 055 0899. 0244 0899. We have here Nii Kwade Okropong, and he's a divisional chief for Abese. Abese. I don't know why I keep saying Abese. So Abese.
Yes, ABE.
ABE. Nii, let's touch a bit on these issues.
Yeah.
Now you have the legal right. Tell us, before we go, let's talk about your stew, or you and the military trying to take part of your land or claiming ownership.
Oh, well, the military showed interest in our land sometime back in the 90s. And we took them to court. We had a judgment against the military. Later, they came back to us again, wanting a buffer. All right. That is where we have issues with them, because if we have a judgment, we have obtained title certificate, and you want a buffer, it's just a matter of inviting us to sit us down. But they jumped on the land and started demolition.
They used the military strength.
Exactly. I mean, molesting people on the land. That was way back 4 or 5 years ago. All right. We sued them again. And then when you sue the military, it's the state that you're dealing with. So Attorney General came in, and then they put some proposals before them. Attorney General came out clearly that they don't have funds to acquire land for them to use for a buffer. So please, they should stay clear away from the trust lands. All right, but then they have already encroached on our lands. So for somebody, or for the state to say that the trust is taking the military lands, it's not right. It's not right. We haven't encroached on any military land. In any case, do we have military land?
We don't. That's what I was going to say. The military doesn't own the land.
The military doesn't own the land.
Yeah.
They are relying on the airport extension, the aerodrome acquisition, which is a state land. So they should come out clearly that they want something. And if the military wants something, they know the procedure, they know the process that you go through.
Are you ready to work something out with them?
Oh, why not? When I don't like mentioning it, but one of their commodores, when he was in office, is on retirement now. He invited us. We sat down. That it's Commodore Abbas.
Yeah, Commander Abbas.
And it was a fine gentleman. He said, "Oh, look, this is our interest. What can we do together?" So we and the military together went on the site. demarcate a clear boundary between us, and then requested for some buffer, which we tried to do something, but we were not able to conclude that, and it went on pension. Then Asante also took over. And then he started all over again. He took us back. And we said, no, where we've gotten to, we can't go all the way back, because already you have structures on our land. We don't have any structure even on the state lands. So what are we talking about there? But you know, anytime the hierarchy changes, the new people come. Exactly.
It's
so
getting more interesting.
That is the problems or the challenges we
But
have.
it looks like things are calm now, like heads are calm.
Yeah,
right
you know, before the former CDS, Samson Oje, before he should leave office, we started a very good move with him. He's also a very nice gentleman, right? We started a very good move, and everything was peaceful. Okay, when he left, the current one also, when he came, I think we have met him once, and it's also a
Look
very,
like he's working out things.
it's a very fine person. Also.
We hope all these things works out so well.
We don't have much challenges except the damages they caused earlier on.
Other properties.
And other properties, yes.
It's great having you here, Nii Kwade Okropong, and the divisional chief of Abese. We will certainly have you again. We'll send our guys to come check on some of the development issues in your area, and we will bring a short documentary of you. I think you're citing very good examples of the sort of chiefs we need in Ghana to help governance and to help development.
Thank you.
It's so sad that we have to bring the show to an end here at this time, because national agenda is getting ready and Amofa is hot on his seat. Once again, happy birthday to you, CEO Group Chairman of Atlantic Holdings and Atlantic Phones, Gilbert Nene Onukpa Ojija. You're the man, and you're always the man.
Tell him I'm coming for my breakfast.
Nii is coming for his breakfast, and so will I come. You know, I'm always at the party. I won't miss it for nothing, you know. And then we'll meet after the show. My name once again is Jonas Abedi Enim, and it's one-on-one the dialogue here at NET2 TV. Thanks to the production crew. Thanks to everyone that made this show possible. And thanks to all our viewers and callers. When we open the phone lines, feel free, call in. Your opinions are very welcome. We'll see you same time tomorrow.